What is going on, everybody? You have Tone here, and I am back with some more Draft League content. This time we are bringing you round number 2 of the NPA minors. This time for round number 2, we are going to be taking on our good friend Hera, coach of the SL Banefica. And if you guys remember, we did play Hera pretty recently. We did play Hera in the NPL semifinals, and we ended up losing that game 2-0. We've played him twice, and both times we've lost 2-0. So us meeting again here in the playoffs in another league is not really all that surprising. We've both had some solid seasons, respectively, and Hera's coming off, of course, that first round bye, so he didn't have to play a game. He had an extra week to prep and all that stuff. So not gonna lie, it's gonna be a very, very tough matchup, even though the teams don't really look. It looks evenly matched on both sides, if I'm gonna be perfectly honest. So if you guys missed the previous battle, of course, we played Cap and the Toronto Star Blue Jays, and we came away with the win. Obviously, if we lost, we wouldn't be doing this. So, so of course, this is the team builder part of the video where I break down my team, the matchup as a whole, and all that stuff, and just go from there. So you see Hera's team on the right, his team starting off with that Mega Charizard X, like very, very threatening to my entire team. If you look at my entire draft, the combination of fire, dragon, and ground absolutely nukes like everything on my team. I have to like be very, very cautious when I do try to build with Zard X in mind. And not only is Zard X a threat, he also has the triple water core, so to speak, of Keldeo plus Primarina plus Sharpedo, with having a setup sweeper or a potential setup sweeper with Calm Mind and Taunter with Keldeo, the wall breaker of the three being Primarina mainly. Keldeo can run specs, but Primarina more so for his team, and Sharpedo, the underrated late game sweeper with speed boost and all that stuff. And looking at the rest of his team, Skarmory is going to be pretty big to try to take down for my physical attackers, most notably by Diggersby, and then the Nidoqueen for try to take down Nidoqueen for Diggersby as well. I do have some ways of dealing with both respectively. And just to run down the rest of his team, Shaman is a potential bring. I don't want to say it's a likely one because of the fact that I do have a Volcarona, a Crobat, stuff that can easily pressure Shaman pretty well. So it's a toss-up for Shaman, but I'm not really expecting it. Neither am I expecting the Pinsir. He could surprise me. Swellow is a very likely bring just because the fact that he can either go physical or special with Swellow gives him the distinct advantage of the surprise factor. And then for his last two Pokemon, Beheeyem and Rotom are unlikely in the sense. Although Beheeyem could come for like a Trick Room sort of set, try to counteract my own Trick Room, but I do have Drapion, so gotta be cautious of that. And then Rotom does get checked by my Lantern, but Ghost Stab does handle it, but for the most part, Lantern can essentially check Rotom in a 1v1 situation, barring some sets like Toxic Hex or something like that, just something off the top of my head. So in terms of what I expect to see from Hera in this battle, Zardex, Skarmory, Nidoqueen, Primarina, I'm pretty sure those 4 are definitely coming. And then 5 and 6, I considered Swellow a lot just because of how much of a threat it is offensively to my team. And the last Pokemon, it's kind of a toss-up for me. Rotom could be the most likely bring, as with Rotom, he has another backup. He has a more offensive check for my Diggersby without having to rely on Skarmory, and at the same time, they can also bring Sharpedo just to have that added priority with Aqua Jets. So it's pretty much a toss-up at that point. So with that all being said, I'm going to jump right into the team builder and see what I had plan for this battle. So it was a little bit refreshing to have to battle someone that I never fought in the regular season, so I didn't really have to like think on the top of my head like what can I change or whatnot, so this was pretty refreshing. So first Pokemon we bring here is our Crobat with the Flying EMZ with Brave Bird, Heat Wave, Taunt, Roost, pretty much a similar set that we brought the last time to last week's battle, with the exception of I am Heat Wave over U-Turn. Heat Wave is nice to wear down the Skarmory, and then of course Brave Bird just hits a lot of his team very, very hard. I believe his only flying resist is it's Rotom and Skarmory, and I already mentioned Skarmory won't want to take a Heat Wave depending on his investment, and then Rotom I can chip down a little bit with some prior damage. Unless he's a bulky Rotom, then it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Nevertheless, Crobat is here to just be a fast attacker, taunt to prevent him from getting up rocks with either Skarmory or Nidoqueen, and Roost to keep himself healthy throughout the duration of the match. So we're running a naive nature, 220 speed, enough to outrun max speed Swallow, max attack to maximize the power of Brave Bird and Supersonic Sky Strike, and the rest were just thrown into special attack to boost the power of Heat Wave to hit Skarmory. So that is the Crobat. Next up on the team we do have our Druddigon here, the Stealth Rocker on the team with Glare, Dragon Tail, and Earthquake. Now I know I'm bringing a Druddigon set that can't touch Skarmory, but this set isn't designed to really handle Skarmory in the slightest. This is my main response to Mega Charizard X. If he decides to bring a setup sweeper variant of the Charizard, I can retaliate. If he gets to +1, he goes for Dragon Claw. I have the Haban Berries, so I can eat up the hit, and I can either glare him, paralyze the Charizard, force it out with a Dragon Tail, or go for Earthquake, get some chip damage off. But the primary job of Druddigon, make sure that Zard X is kept in check, get up my rocks whenever I can, and just start to phase things out with Dragon Tail. And Earthquake just gave me the best overall coverage on my team. I know if Skarmory does come in, I can just Dragon Tail it out, although it's a possibility he could be Rocky Helmet and I'm not running any recovery, so it's a little bit more trickier to deal with. But as long as I can try to pressure the his team with the combination of rocks plus glare, I believe everything can work out in the end for my team. So just running a very straightforward max HP, max defense, impish nature Druddigon just to maximize the physical bulk of my Druddigon. So yeah, that is my Druddigon set. So next up we have the Wincon, again, Life Orb Diggersby. Very similar set to last battle, with the exception of I'm running Fire Punch this week over Ice Punch, if I recall correctly. Yeah, I had Ice Punch. And then Agility and Quick Attack just for the priority. Agility is here, so if I can set up an Agility on a few things. It's actually really not much I can set up an Agility on, to be perfectly honest. Unless he's like non-roar Nidoqueen, and he's like a bulkier Nidoqueen with Ice Beam or whatnot, potentially that. There's also Skarmory if he gets a little bit too carefree, so to speak, thinking that Skarmory can hard wall. Well, not hard wall, it's more of a hard check. But the Fire Punch will still be doing a good chunk of damage to Skarmory. It's an Adamant max attack to boost the power of my attacks, and then Life Orb boosts it even further. We're max attack Adamant with enough speed, if I recall correctly. This is outrunning... Man, I want to say this outruns modest max speed Nidoqueen. I'm pretty sure it's modest Nidoqueen. Yeah, it is. It's definitely modest Nidoqueen. If he's max speed, I can outspeed that without a Choice Scarf and whatnot, and hit it with a nice big Earthquake. So that is my Diggersby set. Moving on now to the next Pokemon, we have our Mega Gallade here. Taunt, 3 attacks with close combat, Zen Headbutt, and Shadow Sneak. So I was kind of on the fence here for the fourth move between Shadow Sneak and Knockoff, but and even Fire Punch to hit the Skarmory harder, but I changed my mind. Put it there for Shadow Sneak in case I can pick off a boosted Weaken Zard X. It'll be nice to have that added priority. It's also nice for not really much else, but it also hits stuff like Scarf Rotom. If it's Scarf Rotom is weakened, I can pick it off with a Shadow Sneak, which is nice, and then Dual Stab. Pretty much hits the entire team for neutral coverage, so it can't go wrong there. Max attack, enough speed is here for I think I didn't invest in much. I think I deliberately let myself get I'm outspeeding Shaman. I didn't think that I could have ran a lot more speed for Keldeo, which I probably should have. This speed should have been enough for Keldeo, but I messed up the speed EV, so I'm only outspeeding Shaman. Yeah, and the rest is just put into HP. Not saying that I don't think Keldeo won't come, but that sort of just slipped. Keldeo just slipped my mind for a bit. So if it bites me in the butt and I'm slower than Keldeo, then so be it. So if I sound shocked during the battle, then don't be surprised. So anyway, that is my Mega Gallade. Moving on now to Pokemon number 5, we have once again Assault Vest Tangrowth, which is my response to his main special attackers. It checks the Shaman. It's a soft check for Primarina. It's not like Specs Primarina is very, very threatening as a whole. For my team in general, and having used it myself in the NPL, I can say that Primarina is pretty much probably the second biggest threat on my team, especially if it gets up hazards with Skarmory and Nidoqueen. But nonetheless, this doesn't take an Ice Beam from a Specs Primarina. Well, I take a Specs anything from full, as long as I don't get crit, and I go for Power Whip. Do a significant chunk of damage with Power Whip. Knockoff is there to get rid of items. Earthquake is here to nail the Charizard, and HP Fire is here for stuff like the Shaman, I believe. Yeah, it's mainly here for Shaman, but that's pretty much it. And I guess Pinsir to an extent too. So EV spread, very straightforward. Max HP, max special defense, sassy nature, so I don't mitigate the power of Power Whip and Knockoff. And now lastly, on my team, we have my backup Wincon in Calm Mind and Clefable. Now I've had a very, very rough time when it comes to Clefable, bringing it as a setup mon. That's supposed to be my stealth rocker, and I've never had the opportunity to actually try to set up. But I do feel like there is some potential with this particular team. I know he has Skarmory and Nidoqueen in the back, which he can, and Charizard, which can easily just come in and just wall this, well, hard check it at the very least. But if I can get rid of those three in particular, and Keldeo, if he does bring Keldeo, it's not like a taunt Calm Mind, then this actually puts in a lot of work. We have Encore here in case he decides to set up in the face of Clefable. Go for Roost or anything, I can Encore. Of course, it's going to require some prediction, but I do think Encore is definitely worth the move slot there. It also helps with like Skarmory going for Roost. It helps with Shaman going for subs or synthesis. The list goes on. And then I can Calm Mind and then go for just fire off with some boosted Moonblast from there. So again, max HP, max defense. I bring a lot of physically bulky stuff because I don't want Zardex to destroy my life. That's pretty much the long and short of it. And that is pretty much the team builder for this round. This will be going up on Friday as always, and the battle itself will be up on Saturday. And let's see if we can get a little bit of payback on Hera and finally come away with a win and move on to the conference semifinals. So If you guys did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, and all that good stuff. I am going to get the heck out of here. Until the next time, guys, my name is Anthony, aka Tone, and I'm going to catch you guys on the flip side. Later.